Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock, and we want to begin tonight with more information about that suspect who was involved in that tragic car crash in Plainfield last week that killed a 2-month-old baby and left her brother and dad severely burned and injured. Our Logan Gay has been combing through these court documents tonight, and she joins us live in studio. So, Logan, what have you learned?
Yes, Scott, we now know what happened moments before the crash and the heartbreaking moments after it, and the charges now filed against the man accused of causing it.
3-year-old Aries Valter is still in the hospital after being severely injured in this crash last week. He sustained burns to 60% of his body. His parents telling police at the hospital that the child's ears and nose are essentially gone, and his eyes were burned shut.
We have major burn patients.
His 2-month-old sister Iris was killed in the crash, and his father Shadow is recovering from fractured ribs, a spinal injury, burns, and a lacerated spleen. Shadow's fiance Jack Valter says the dreams for her family also went up in flames that day.
It was amazing to have one of each. That was all me and Shadow wanted, and we were really happy that our baby, she was the sweetest thing. She was already holding her head up and trying to stand on her own.
In court documents, an Avon police officer says he spotted a car that had been reported stolen in Marion County. When the officer tried to pull the car over, the suspect, now identified as Sidoni Pettis, allegedly took off through the intersection of Ronald Reagan and US 40 at 90 miles per hour, crashing into the family's SUV. Several witnesses jumped in to help Shadow and Aries out of the car. One of them told police Shadow was screaming that his other baby was still in the SUV, but it was already engulfed in flames. While talking to police in the hospital, Pettis allegedly denied seeing the officer trying to pull him over and said he bought the car off Facebook Marketplace. Investigators say he later admitted to stealing the car and saw the attempted traffic stop, but decided to take off from police, resulting in the catastrophic crash.
I would give anything to do a mountain of baby laundry right now and just be back to my life and have my babies at home with me.
Police say Pettis was on probation at the time of the crash and had admitted to smoking marijuana about an hour before. He's now formally charged with resisting police, auto theft, and causing death and catastrophic injury while operating a motor vehicle. Today, Pettis made his first court appearance in this case. His trial is scheduled for May.
All right, Logan, we'll be covering that story. It's such a tragic end for that family. Tonight, we want to take a closer look at 2 carjacking investigations on the northwest side of Indy. They happened just minutes apart.
They stole 2 vehicles, ruined people's lives.
Police tonight are telling us both victims are okay, but 1 adult and 4 minors are now under arrest. The youngest suspect, just 13. The oldest is 20. Investigators are telling us this first carjacking took place Friday at Reflections Apartments near 79th and Ditch. A driver confronted by people with guns who took his car by force.
You get out, you have a gun to your head. You're like, okay, you win. You got the draw on me. And then you get out, and then everybody else has to show their weapon, too. You know, there were 3 more guns. 4 total is what I saw. I saw 2 black barrels, 2 silvers.
So the second carjacking took place just 15 minutes later, not far away. Police say that time the suspects hit Crystal Bay Apartments. Same MO, masks, guns, and a stolen SUV. Police caught everyone quickly with the help of license plate readers. Angela?
Scott, a few flurries beginning to show up on live Doppler 13 radar just across the state line, part of Weather System 1 that will have an impact across the southern part of the state. It's one of 2 weather systems we're tracking in the coming days. The one for tomorrow morning, a couple of inches across the southern part of the state with some slick roads. That second weather system gets in here on Wednesday afternoon and evening with rain, ice, and snow. First one on tap is for early tomorrow morning. The snow really starts to get going just before sunrise, and it's this area from Bedford to Seymour south that could pick up an inch or 2 of snow.
All right, Angela, we'll get the full forecast coming up, and we've got so many weather changes to talk about this week, so you're going to want to track it all and how all of this impacts your family. You can do that right on your phone. You can check our interactive radar, the current conditions, and read the weather blog by using our WTHR weather app. Go get it. It's a free download. You can get it in the App Store. A murder trial is now underway, is expected to last most of this week for a man who's accused of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend just outside a daycare center. And that same man is also awaiting trial for the murder of a sheriff's deputy. Our Rich Nye was in court today for the start of Orlando Mitchell's first trial.
The attorney for Orlando Mitchell says there's no mystery here. Mitchell shot and killed his ex-girlfriend, Crystal Walton. But the defense wants the jury to find Mitchell not guilty of murder by definition. Video of Mitchell here is from a previous court hearing. No cameras allowed in the courtroom for this trial. Walton's family was in the courtroom Monday, and her mother was the first witness to testify. The prosecution says that Mitchell staked out the daycare center on September 16, 2022, and waited for Walton, the mother of his one-year-old son, to drop off their kids and return to her car. Then he shot and killed her. Walton had a protective order against Mitchell. The defense says Mitchell was upset and frustrated that he was not being allowed to see his only child, and the defense says Mitchell snapped. Mitchell ran from the scene but was apprehended a few hours later on the other side of town after exchanging shots with police, and Mitchell was shot in the leg. In addition to this case, Mitchell is also charged with the strangulation death of Deputy John Durham right here at the Marion County Community Justice Campus. That happened in July of 2023. Durham was killed in the transport bay after bringing Mitchell back to the jail from a hospital visit. Mitchell faces a potential death penalty in the Deputy Durham murder case, but this case will be decided first. Rich Nye, 13 News.
The budget for the Downtown Economic Enhancement District is now heading to the full City County Council. City leaders say federal dollars currently supporting projects here in downtown are running out. So that's why the district was created back in 2023 as a way to boost funding here in downtown Indianapolis. So essentially it creates a new fee on tax bills for commercial property owners in this area. So think places like hotels, offices, and some parking facilities. Residential properties not included. So this money would go toward downtown improvements, cleaning crews, homelessness initiatives, public safety. City leaders tell us the first year is expected to raise $4.5 million. And now to the Indiana State House, where lawmakers are now considering a bill that would allow police to arrest people living on the streets or in encampments. This measure now getting pushback tonight from advocates for people experiencing homelessness. So here's what's outlined by House Bill 1662. If officers find a person staying or sleeping on the streets the first time, police would give them a warning and offer to take the person to a shelter. Now, if the person did not move within 24 hours, police could then make an arrest. One person with the Cicero Institute, which is a nonpartisan public policy organization, testified in support of this bill. Those who testified against it argue it makes homelessness a crime.
The worst possible response to their circumstances is to arrest them, saddling them with a criminal record that only deepens their hardship.
The goal of this policy is not for a single person to go to jail, but in extreme circumstances, law enforcement must intervene to save lives.
Republican State Representative Michelle Davis authored this bill. She sent a statement here to 13 News reading, "I authored House Bill 1662 this session to help keep our communities safe, accessible, and well-maintained for everyone. This measure sets clear guidelines while allowing flexibility and compassion in enforcement." Now, this is just the start, and we need to continue to look for long-term solutions to help reduce homelessness. Lawmakers also meeting with dozens of people making the case for gun safety. Volunteers from Moms Demand Action and Students Demand Actions were at the Indiana State House. So these folks are urging Indiana legislators to pass more gun safety laws this session.